Hey everyone, it's SpiderCrow, and today I'm going to list as many things as I can about sharks without fact-checking myself. If I get anything wrong, or you found something else that was interesting, or you want me to do something similar to this with another animal or something else, just leave a comment below and I'll see what I can do about that, because I actually quite enjoy learning and finding weird things about anything. Okay, let's start. Sharks are made of cartilage for the most part. They don't have what we consider bones. Cartilage is a type of bone, but it doesn't stay. Like your ears and your nose here, they're gonna rot away, and they don't fossilize. So if you see skeletons and other things, that's not there, right? There's a little weird, there's the nasal ridge here, but it kind of ends about here, and the rest of this is just squishy matter that dies. Because of that, we don't actually have a whole lot of fossil stuff that's related to sharks, except for maybe their teeth and maybe something else. I'm not too sure about that. Another problem with the cartilage is if you are to beach a shark, its body is going to crush itself, because outside of the water, it doesn't have the capability of holding itself up and not just collapsing in on itself. Because, again, no bones, mostly this stuff. See, the most common sharks to attack people are the great white, the tiger shark, and the bull shark. That has a lot to do with where people live and the general stupidity of the human race at times. I will get to that later, but trust me, it gets bad. One of the main reasons sharks are known to bite first and then go, oh, that's not food, leaves, is because sharks, they don't have the capability of moving their heads around, right? So, like with my hat, if I'm just to look up, I can't see above my hat. So I'm only going to be able to see like slight shadows and everything else going on around me. So the shadow of a surfer compared to the shadow of a seal, we've seen a lot of this growing up. I can tell you, all of us probably have. But it's similar, it's close, and they can't double check, and the only way they really can is to bite. And sharks don't like the way we taste. Human beings are gross and disgusting to them. I honestly have not seen a whole lot where sharks are willingly eating human beings and are okay with that, because sharks really don't like us. So, they take off your arm or your leg or something. It's not going to be eaten. It's likely to just be found floating in the waters or on a beach or something in a couple of months, or maybe a couple of years down the road they'll find bones. But yeah, the sharks won't eat it. They don't like that. Tiger sharks are called tiger sharks because when they're young, and also when they're older, but it's more prominent when they're young, they're also known as leopard sharks, I think. But anyway, when they're young, they have patterns that help them blend into the surface waters, because they'll live more along the beach during the daytime. Whereas a lot of other sharks, including tiger sharks, are more nocturnal hunters and are more active at night. The young is more active during the day and on beaches. So to survive, they've adapted to do that. A lot of sharks have a tendency to move. They may not go out into deep, deep waters, but they move. They migrate and everything else. A lot of them tend to follow along coastlines from what I've seen. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that, but they do seem to follow along coastlines. Tiger sharks are called tiger sharks. Sorry, I've already gone over this. My brain is... Anyway, sorry. Tiger sharks are known as the garbage can of the ocean because they eat literally anything they can find in the ocean. They have been found with plastic bags and cans and everything else because they want to know what it is. And to do that, they have to eat it. It's probably very painful. Tiger sharks are also known that even if they're not hungry, they're full, they don't need a whole lot of any more food at the moment, but they see something they really enjoy eating, they're going to eat it. And just be like, I'm not hungry, but that's food, I must eat it. A lot of teenagers and young adults, we do this a lot. At least the people I know do, for some reason. Okay. See, a lot of sharks, I'm saying a lot of sharks, I can't actually prove that, but some sharks are known to, when they decide to fight, roll their eyes back in their head. So they can't close their eyes, or they don't have a protective layer on their eyes so when fighting, so they'll roll their eyes back and attack that way to protect their eyes from being damaged, even though they don't actually have that great of an eyesight to begin with. The only real teeth I know about, or the only real bones I know about in the shark's body are their teeth. They millions and millions of teeth that they have. Sharks are believed to have been quite a lot bigger than they are today, which probably terrifies the hell out of everyone. One of the main reasons for certain shark attacks are people being stupid. As I've said, the surfboards thing, because sharks are night hunters, and that's so nighttime, early morning, and that's when people decide to go surfing. That. There's also the fact that on certain beaches, I think in Hawaii it was, people are going to put food in their hands and are trying to feed the sharks by hand. I'm sorry, does that sound smart when I'm saying it? Because it doesn't sound smart when you read about it. And people lose their hands that way. Sharks are actually overhunted hellishly in those areas and beach areas because of people being scared of them, even though sharks don't like people at all. Then we get about the fin soup. That honestly kind of makes me sick, because I've read stories about the sharks just being thrown back in the water alive. And then certain sharks are, like dolphins, get stuck in fishing nets, and people just bring them up, kill the shark, and then they'll either, because it's stuck in the net and they're too lazy to put it back and let it live. So they'll just be like, nope, you're gone. Lovely. Let's see, what else can I think of? It seems like there's been an increasing number of attacks, from what I understand, from bull sharks in the South American areas, because people have actually encroached on their breeding grounds, and that's led to more and more contact with the bull sharks, and bull sharks moving up more to get away from all these people, which isn't helping, because they're pretty much going right into an extremely popular beach area. Fantastic, isn't it? We just love screwing up lives of everything, don't we? Let's see. Sharks are actually quite curious, so they see things they don't know, they're gonna go up to it and be like, hi. Certain sharks, if you ever come into contact with a shark, you're not overly likely to be attacked if you're in the water and that, but it's best to not turn your back on them or show them you're scared, because again, it's a hunter. And especially because we keep going more and more into their waters. We keep pushing and pushing and pushing when we shouldn't sometimes. But yeah. Okay, I think that's actually all I can remember at the moment for the shark research I did 3 years ago. If you can think of anything else or anything, I've said this before, but leave a comment. I love learning. So, see you all next time with whatever I'm doing then. Bye.